Welcome to my class, my dear students. Today we are going to discuss about Cabinet Secretariat, which is located at New Delhi. So, in previous class we discussed about Central Secretariat, which deals with all the council ministers, cabinet, and minister for states, independent, and other ministers of state or deputy ministers. But this Cabinet Secretariat deals with only cabinet rank ministers. So the Constitution of India provided for a parliamentary system of government with cabinet as the real executive. So in this parliamentary system, only we have Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. In that we have only so many ministers are there, including Prime Minister, but only cabinet. We are the as per our present cabinet. Nearly only 25 members are the main cabinet ministers. They will look after everything regarding our welfare of the people. So this cabinet, headed by Prime Minister, is responsible for the entire administration of the government of India. So for entire central government, this cabinet, headed by Prime Minister, held responsible for every administration of India. In this task, the cabinet is assisted by the cabinet secretary. Sir, for this cabinet, which is the most important thing in Indian administration, this cabinet is the cabinet for a cabinet secretary will assist in all aspects. Thus, the cabinet secretary is a staff agency to the union cabinet. So, as we discussed in last class, the central secretariat, council secretariat is the only a staff agency for all the central ministers, but this cabinet secretary is only staff agency for the union cabinet only. It operates under the direction and leadership of the Prime Minister of India. So it will give each and everything regarding leadership and direction to Prime Minister. It has an important coordinating role in the process of policy making at the highest level in the central government. So the cabinet plays key role in decision making and everything. So it is the most important thing for our Indian people. So what is the organization of this cabinet secretariat? So as we saw, building which was located at New Delhi. The cabinet secretariat has 3 wings: civil wing, military wing, and intelligence wing. Civil wing is the main wing and provides aid, advice, and assistance to the Union Cabinet. So civil wing look after all the civil matters regarding the people. The military wing provides secretariat assistance to the Defense Committee of the Cabinet, the Military Affairs Committee, the National Defense Council, and other committees dealing with the defense matters. So the key important for a defense military, so that military wing will assist to all the defense committees, military affairs subcommittee, National Defense Council, which is the highest council at Indian level, other committees dealing with the defense committees matters. So all the defense matters, this military wing will assist regarding advice. The intelligence wing deal with matters pertaining to the Joint Intelligence Committee of the Union Cabinet. So this intelligence also will look after everything regarding our Indian level, and it will help the Union Cabinet. So besides the main secretariat, the cabinet secretariat comprises of the following organizations. So not only that, this research and analysis wing, RA, is there. It will always do the research regarding Indian people problems like that, and they will give report to the cabinet. So what type of decisions will take in future. So Director General of Security, so it will always thinking, it will always give advices regarding cabinet about security. Special Protection Group. So this SPG group is there. It will always keep all the politicians, all the ministers, all the government important key persons like Prime Minister, all cabinet ministers will, all the important portfolios of the different committees, members and everyone, opposition leaders also under the comes a special protection group. So this group also under the control of Cabinet Secretariat. Joint Intelligence Committee will always give take the intelligence report from throughout India. Directorate of Public Grievances. So whatever the problems regarding people and economic level or a cultural level or a communal level in any aspects in poverty in everything. So they will take all the grievances and submit to the cabinet to take good decision regarding the problem solving. In 1997, the National Authority Chemical Weapons Convention was set up by a resolution of the Cabinet Secretariat. So in 1997, they started one national authority regarding chemical weapons also. It is under the administrative control of the Cabinet Secretariat. So weapons, which is comes under the defense, under the security of our country, it also, the cabinet will look after this thing. It is under the administrative control of the Cabinet Secretariat. In 1998, the Directorate of Public Grievances was set up by an organ of the Cabinet Secretariat. It is a head director having the rank of a secretary to the Government of India. So this Director of Public Grievances also supervised by the Cabinet Secretariat. So what are the functions of Cabinet Secretariat? We will see. It prepares, so Cabinet Secretariat prepares agenda for meetings of the Cabinet and provides necessary information and material for deliberations. For whenever the Cabinet meeting is going to be held, that meeting agenda is prepared by only this Cabinet Secretariat only. So these all the IAS officers, all the secretaries will give information for agenda for meeting, and they will give all the material, all the sources, and everything regarding that matter. It keeps a record of the discussions and decisions of the cabinet and cabinet committees and circulates them to all the concerned minister. So other than that, it will coordinate all the issues and whatever they discuss in cabinet level and decisions were taken by them cabinet meeting, so that decisions will circulate to among all the other ministers regarding for the communication. It provides secretarial assistance to the cabinet committees. So regarding office administration in all the things, it will always assist to the cabinet committees of different committees like Public Accounts Committee and different appointments committees of central government like that. It keeps the president, vice president and all the central ministers informed of the main activities of the central government. It not only it helps the whole cabinets of central government, it will always touch with the president and vice president, all central ministers regarding whatever the decisions taken at a cabinet level, at the central government level. So what are the other functions we will see? It prepares and finalizes the rules of business of the government and allots the business of the government among ministries and departments of the union government with the president's approval. So which minister which minister was given to whom? So what type of departments are given to on which ministry? So each and everything is cabinet will prepare and it will take the president's approval and then only so it will implement it. Its function as a chief coordinating agency in the central government. In this respect, it settles disputes between the ministries. So if any ministry in between any ministries, is there any discrepancies there, any mistakes are there, any controversies there, any contradictory regarding any issue, but this cabinet secretary will coordinate and resolve all the issues between the ministries, and it will help to take a good decision regarding good coordination between all the ministries. It watches the implementation of cabinet decisions with the concerned ministers, departments, and other executive agencies. it not only take the important decisions regarding our country, it will supervise how the implementation is going on, which were taken by cabinet. So all the ministries it will review, and all the departments it will uh, supervise regarding execution of the decisions. It handles the work pertaining to appointment and the resignation of ministers, allotment of portfolios to the ministers, and the organization and the reorganization of the ministers. It always be thinking about appointment and resignation of ministers, allotment of portfolios to the ministers, organizations, and ministers, everything. So whatever the ministers' portfolio are there, it will look after each and everything. If you take that is about our cabinet secretariat. So we'll see what is the cabinet secretary regarding this. The office of the cabinet secretary was created in India in 1950. So its first occupant was N.R. Pillai. A cabinet secretary is the head of the cabinet secretariat. So he is the head of entire cabinet secretariat. So he succeeded the secretary to the Governor General's Executive Council. He is given a top place among civil servants in the official warrant of president. So he will, among all the civil servants at central level, he is the topmost person. So he has given full importance to him. Thus, he is the senior most civil servant in India. Such a status of cabinet secretary was recommended by the Gopal Swami Iyengar report on reorganization of the machinery of government. However, his tenure of office is not fixed, so it depends upon central government, prime minister, the ruling government also. So cabinet secretary will play key role. So we discussed about cabinet secretary. So who is our present cabinet secretary? What are his designations? We will see. So we are observing this photo. This is our cabinet secretary, Rajiv Gauba, IAS. Since 30 August 2019, is discharging his duties as cabinet secretary. So in this cabinet secretary, so he is treated as a CSI, cabinet secretary of India. So he is the chairman of Civil Services Board Committee of Secretaries on Administration, Conference of Secretariat of States, and not only that, he is a member of National Crisis Management Committee, Senior Selection Board, Strategic Policy Group, Space Commission, Atomic Energy Commission. If you see all these committees, these are the topmost important committees which are influence the total administration civil services board. So this board will look after this UPSC and this civil services reforms, everything, and giving promotions and transfers regarding civil servants. So this committee was headed by our honorable cabinet secretary only. So he is the conference of secretaries of states, also all the state level for secretaries. He is the chief coordinator. He will look after, and not only that, he is a member in National Crisis Management Committee. National Crisis Management Committee will look after everything regarding crisis at our Indian level. In that committee is a member. Senior Selection Board in selecting all the different different posts regarding central government level. He is the member, and he is the member in Space Commission. So for ISRO and everything, in Atomic Energy Commission regarding any nuclear things like that, he will look after. He will, as a member, he will guide each and every person. If you take not only that, so we already discussed, even though we'll see again once again. So as a cabinet secretary, Rajiv Gauba is he will report all the matters to President of India, Vice President of India, Parliament of India. In Parliament, all the things he will inform the Parliament, and Council of Ministers of India and Prime Minister of India. For all those, he is the key person. He will give information regarding cabinet decisions and everything. So this cabinet secretariat and the cabinet secretary will reside at Residence 32, Prithvi Road, New Delhi, uh, is Indian South Block, New Delhi. So who will appoint it? Appointments committee of the cabinet, ACC appointments committee of the cabinet will appoint the cabinet secretary. So that the cabinet cabinet means nothing but headed by Prime Minister only. So the cabinet secretary is the most senior officer of the IAS. From throughout all the IAS level in central and state level, he is the senior most person. So that person will control all the civil servants throughout our India. So the appointee for the office is approved by appointments committee of the cabinet, headed by Prime Minister, based on the appointee's ability and the confidence of the Prime Minister. So this appointments committee will look after everything approved by the committee. So their cabinet secretary term limit is 4 years. Is the sometimes it will depends upon central government rules and regulations. So starting our cabinet secretary is N.R. Pillai, is the ICS. So in 1950, February 6th, it was the post was created. So so he is the now president is the 11th in the order of precedence. So this is about our cabinet secretary. So we will see the following points highlight the role, powers and functions of the cabinet secretary. We already discussed about cabinet secretary functions. So what are the functions of the cabinet secretary, who is the administrative head of the cabinet secretariat? He is the chief coordinator of central administration. He has no supervisory function or ministries and departments. So he will coordinate all the central government, but he cannot supervise ministries and ministries. So for each and every department, there is a another in charges are there. He is the chairman of senior selection board, which selects officers for the post of joint secretary and the center secretary. So all the joint secretary, every other secretaries, under secretary is selected by senior selection board. So that senior selection board headed by cabinet secretary. He himself select the officers of the posts of secretary and additional secretary in the central secretariat. So in central secretariat, he will select all the officers, additional and central, additional and all the secretaries. He is the chairman of the committees of secretaries of administration. We set up resolve interministerial disputes. So this committee of secretaries resolve the ministerial disputes. So but that committee also headed by our cabinet secretary. So he will discharge important functions regarding our Indian administration. So he presides over the conference of the chief secretary, which is held annually. So all the chief secretaries of all the states will attend one conference is headed by the cabinet secretary. So he will give the instruction regarding everything about Indian administration. So he acts as the chief advisor to the Prime Minister on all aspects of administration and policy. Regarding administration and policy making, he is the chief advisor to the Prime Minister. So he plays key role regarding Prime Minister also. He acts as an advisor and conscience keeper to all civil servants. So in administration, disturbances there, any administration lapses are there, any doubts will arises. So only he gave the advice to all the civil servants for their problem solving. He advises and guides them on cases of interdepartmental difficulties. If any difficulties occurred between interdepartments, so he will guide, he will advise. He acts as a link between Prime Minister's office and various administrative agents, and also between the civil service and the political system. So he will act as a link between PMO and all the administrative agencies, all the civil services and political system. So he is the mediator between all the PMO and all the ministers and all the political system regarding our Indian administration. The Prime Minister as the head of the government and the real executive, and so we'll discuss uh, next is our PMO, Prime Minister Office. So Prime Minister as the head of the government and the real executive, and the real executive authority plays a very significant and crucial role in the political administration system of the country. So in the fulfillment of is enormous responsibility, the Prime Minister is assisted with the Prime Minister Office. So in the Indian level, the Prime Minister plays a key role, and he will act as a real executive, and in political administrative system, he will look after each and everything. He may face crucial may take up crucial issues, and he will resolve all the issues. He plays a significant role in entire central government. That's why to help him, he has unlimited responsibilities. So to assist him regarding resolving all the responsibilities to smooth conducting of his responsibilities, the Indian government is given one office. It is called PMO, Prime Minister's Office. So thus the PMO is staff agency meant providing secretarial assistance and crucial advice to the Prime Minister. So the PMO is only staff agency. Staff agency means we only always give advices to the Prime Minister. So they will assist in the secretarial assistance and all the other matters. It plays an important role in the process of decision making at the top level in the government of India. So it always give advice to the Prime Minister in decision making. It will give all the inputs. However, it is an extra constitutional body. Actually, it is not in constitution, but it was the extra constitutional body, even though it always giving important assistance to the Prime Minister. The PMO enjoys the status of a department of the Government of India under the allocation of business rules 1961. So as per this 1961 allocation of business rules act, so this PMO places got starts in the status of department of Government of India. It has no attached and subordinate office under it. So the PMO is an independent agency. It will under the control of Prime Minister only. It will so on PMO there is no another officer. So it is under the control of Prime Minister only. So it will there's no subordinate office to it. The PMO under it. The PMO came into existence in 1947 by replacing the Secretary to the Governor General till June 1977. Prime Minister's Secretary is there, and after 1977, it was before 1977, it was called as Prime Minister's Secretariat, but after 1977, it was changed as a Prime Minister Office. Name was changed. We will see our Narendra Modi's PMO office now. So our Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, is sat at PMO office. So this is the main office in inner look. So, so the Prime Minister, so he will take important decisions in that office. So if you take what is the Prime Minister office position, so what are the things regarding Prime Minister office? So Prime Minister office consists of the immediate staff of the Prime Minister of India, as well as the multiple levels of support staff reporting to the Prime Minister. The PMO is headed by the Principal Secretary. Currently, Pramod Kumar Misra is the Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister. It was founded in 1947, and for this PMO, Deputy Minister is responsible. Jitendra Singh Ji, Minister of State for Prime Minister's Office, and agency executives, P.K. Misra is the IAS Principal Secretary, and Anil Kumar Gupta and IFS Secretary. PMO under the control of it will covers all the India. Minister responsible is Narendra Modi. Prime Minister of India is the responsible for the great Prime Minister office. So nearly 1977-18, they allocate nearly 44 crores budget for this Prime Minister office. So what is the composition of the PMO? We will see. So the Prime Minister office is headed by politically by the Prime Minister and administratively by the Principal Secretary, as we saw. So PMO is headed by political head is Prime Minister and administrative is Principal Secretary. So additionally, it consists of 1 or 2 additional secretaries, 3 to 5 joint secretaries, and number of directors and deputy secretaries and under secretaries. So this is the administrative system at Prime Minister office. There are also other officers like private secretaries, officer on special duty, OSD. So as per a government need, Prime Minister office, as per the Prime Minister needy. So as per his needy, as per his necessity, he will appoint OSDs, also officer on special duty, social secretary, and a research officer in the office as per that situation and so on. These officers are supported by the regular office establishment consisting of section officers, UDs, upper division clerks, and the lower division clerks, stenographers, and so on. This is the administrative system at PMO office. These personnel are generally drawn from the civil services and posted for varying periods. So these are all the employees, maximum they came from civil services. Their status is equivalent to the status of officers of different ministries, departments in the central government. They have great status regarding working at a Prime Minister office. They are equivalent to the other different ministries and departments. The Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister as administrative head, as we discussed, and it plays an important role regarding of the Prime Minister office. So, what are the functions of Prime Minister office? The Principal Secretary to the Prime Minister as administrative head, and he plays an important role, and he will do the following functions. Deals with all government files in the office. So this Principal Secretary as a Prime Minister's office administrative head will deal with all government files in the office, and he looks after the affairs of the different ministries and departments which are handed over by the Prime Minister. Whatever the Prime Minister handed over the duties and regarding disputes regarding different ministries, he will look after and he will try to resolve all the issues in PMO office. He coordinates activities of all the personnel in the office. So regarding that PMO office, that Principal Secretary look after all the employees issues, and he resolve it, and he will coordinate all the administration, and he will do the good job regarding administration of PMO. So he tenders advice to Prime Minister on various foreign and domestic matters. He will use his advices regarding not only foreign level, all the foreign affairs, not in Indian level also, in domestic level also. He will explain regarding all the things. So this is the about the functions of this Principal Secretary of PMO. So what are the important officers at the Prime Minister office? We will see. These are the topmost IAS officers in our India. So these all the officers will function in the PMO office. We will see what is the name, designation, and rank of these Prime Minister office, important office. P.K. Misra, IAS, is the Principal Secretary, is the administrative head of this Prime Minister office. So Cabinet Secretary of India is, and Ajit Kumar Doval is IPS, National Security Advisor. He also Cabinet Secretary of India. P.K. Sinha, IAS, Principal Advisor to PM. So he is the Principal Advisor, Cabinet Secretary of India, 8th rank, and like that. So Anil Kumar Gupta, IFOS Secretary, is the Secretary to Government of India. Tarun Bajaj, IAS, Additional Secretary to the Government of India. Arvind Kumar Sharma is the Additional Secretary to Government of India. Rajiv Topno, IAS, Private Secretary, Joint Secretary to Government of India. Vivek Kumar, IFS, Private Secretary, Joint Secretary to Government of India. These are the 8 members will play key role in Prime Minister office regarding. So they will look after all our Indian people's issues regarding in decision making regarding important issues. So what are the functions of PMO? We will look after it. So assisting the Prime Minister in respect of all responsibilities like maintaining liaison with central minister departments and the state governments, helping the Prime Minister in respect of his responsibilities. As Prime Minister will act as a planning commission chairman like Niti Aayog, which was changed is that name. So and the National Development Council regarding all these important decision-making institutes. So the PMO will help the Prime Minister to how to discuss, how to solve the problems regarding how to advise all the important committees in their cabinet and all the ministers and all the administrative personnel regarding our Indian government and the Indian people's development. So looking after public relations of Prime Minister, like contact with the press and general public, PMO always discuss, always give decisions regarding press and general public issues and contact and all the issues taken by the Prime Ministers. It will give the wide publicity by the press, and if any things, any problems arise in general public, that issues and that everything will given to the Prime Minister with their file, and so they discuss. He will attempt on the issues maximum regarding public relations. What are the public opinion like that? So not only that, he will. Dealing with all the references with under the rules of business have to come to the Prime Minister. So whatever the Prime Minister will do in regarding Indian government for development of the people, so all the for all the business, so they give the references and assistance, providing assistance to Prime Minister in the examination of cases submitted to him for orders under prescribed rules. So if any case submitted to the PMO, so the PMO will look after and give the report regarding that case, and they will give one report regarding that prescribed cases. So maintaining liaison with the president, it will give the information regarding the union government, everything to president. Governors, it will help the governors of states regarding all the things about state, and foreign representatives, so like IFS officer, Indian foreign officers at other countries, and other ambassadors at our Indian level. So it will give an important role regarding all the foreign representatives at Indian level and foreign level. So it is acting as a think tank of the Prime Minister. It will always thinking about the Prime Minister's better leadership. It will give suggestions, it will give guidance, it will give assistance regarding all the things about the Indian development. So what is the changing role at the for this Prime Minister office? So the role of PMO varied from Prime Minister to Prime Minister. So each and every Prime Minister is different. So as per their leadership, as per their capacity, the Prime Minister office will be function. So over the years, it has grown very big and powerful and started functioning on a scale that was not anticipated at the time of its inception in 1947. So in 1947, it was started. During the Prime Ministers of Jawaharlal Nehru, the PMO was small in size and played a limited role. But Lal Bahadur Shastri, who succeeded Nehru, strengthened the PMO and made it a powerful organ. When it was started in 1947, when the Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister, then it was started with a small size. And when Lal Bahadur Shastri became Prime Minister, so that time he strengthened the PMO, and he made it a powerful organ to run the entire India PMO guidance and PMO assistance. The same trend was continued by Indira Gandhi also. Indira Gandhi also gave most important role PMO. In 1977, the Janata government took measures to de-emphasize its dominance role, including the change of its nomenclature, that is from Prime Minister's Secretariat to Prime Minister's Office. So in 1977, we already discussed it. So they changed that Prime Minister's Secretariat was changed into Prime Minister's office. However, when Indira Gandhi returned to power after the collapse of the short-lived Janata government, she again strengthened the PMO. This trend continued during Rajiv Gandhi's time and continues till today. So the PMO plays key role in the Narendra Modi government also. So this is in this topic we discussed about cabinet secretariat. So what is cabinet secretary? What is the cabinet secretary structure? What is the cabinet secretary functions? And what is the cabinet secretary? How he was appointed? And what is his functions? And what is his position in entire central government at prime minister level? Afterwards, we discussed about PMO, Prime Minister Office. So how the Prime Minister office will function and how will it assist the Prime Minister regarding all the matters. So these Cabinet Secretariat, Cabinet Secretary, Prime Minister office, all these three are, for example, Cabinet Secretariat or PM office, these two institutions will always help the Prime Minister regarding all the problems and all the issues. Particularly PM will give more assistance to the Prime Minister, but the Cabinet Secretary will give the more assistance to the Cabinet and as well as the Prime Minister also. This is about Cabinet Secretariat and Prime Minister Office.